to another episode of the Mecca of Banter podcast. And boy, do we have a good one for you. I'm honestly not going to skip the elephant in the room. I'm going to go straight for it. Mr. Andy Hooper, how are we feeling, my friend?
Wednesday was the greatest day of my sports supporting life. No question. One of the best days ever. I can't even explain to you guys how amazing that felt for me personally. The monkey off the back, I've been celebrating since Wednesday. It's been wild, lads. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I had no idea where you were headed with that, frankly, because we've also got a new podcast member.
I love the transition. That's exactly why I said it the way I said it. The other special announcement, obviously, we have a new host. As you can see, Dobes got a little friend with him today. How are we doing, Dobes?
What's going on, fellas? I'm going to be going in and out this episode. I just had to come give Hoove his flowers because we did lose last Wednesday. We typically record on Mondays, and Tuesdays is my crew night, so I wasn't going to skip the podcast. So I got crew tonight. Another news: Man United just is in 14th instead of 15th now. The league's table is over; it resets, so we moved up a place. So it's happy to be there. 14th place. You'll never sing that, fellas.
You'll never sing that.
More than happy that season is fine. Although it's not over, we're in fucking Malaysia right now for some reason. But yeah, good to be here, boys.
Happy to have you. Obviously, we had a spicy weekend of some footy, but something that wasn't that spicy and kind of depressing that we have to start with, gentlemen. It's something that we unfortunately have to all represent because we are from the city of St. Louis. But St. Louis City loses yet again to Colorado over the weekend. 0 goals for us, 1 goal for Colorado. Just want to start this up by saying some couple stats that I was noticing before jumping on this podcast. We're third worst in the entire MLS, and we haven't won an MLS game since March 15th. So teeing that up for you, Hoover, because you're the one who actually watched this game.
I was going to say, this is all Hoover here.
I was in the Smoky Mountains with little to no cell service, and I did not happen to watch this one. And after I saw the scoreline, I did not want to see the highlights either. So, Hoover, all yours.
I mean, the only reason I did is because I wasn't doing anything. So, we'll preface it with that. It's same shit, different day, man. Like, I don't even really want to keep talking about it because it was a mistake from Yarrow. It was lifeless up front. It was the exact same thing that we've been doing from an Olaf perspective. So, like, I don't know what the plan is. I don't see the vision. I'm shocked that he still has a job. That kind of blows me away, frankly. And if we keep him till that Villa game, brother, we are a banter club. That we are an absolute joke if that's the plan, just to get him through July. So shocked he still has a job. Another game on Saturday.
To be honest with you, dude, I didn't even think about that till you just said it. Like, that would be insane if just because he played there, we kept him till then.
Banter club, dude. That would be.
I didn't realize that either.
That'd be laughable.
As Hoover said that, I had to process that in my head really quick. Yeah,
I didn't even realize until you said it. I was like, shit.
the second go round.
Yeah.
There's just no way, dude. There's just no way. I've expected this the last 2 games, starting with the Open Cup. I expect this weekend, if we lose at home, that he's got to be sacked. Like, there's just no way, dude. Like, I don't get it. There's guys coming back, which is great. Lowen is back. Tottenham's back. That's about it. There's not really a whole lot else to be excited for. Seti missed a one-on-one with the keeper. Klaus set him up really, really well for a one-on-one. Couldn't tuck it, and then not even 2 minutes later, we turned around and conceded. So, that's literally the story of the season. So, yeah, it's all doom and gloom. The Premier League's over. Champions League ends this weekend. Conference League ends this weekend. Europa League's over. Everything relevant that we can watch on TV is over. So now we're stuck with the boys in red, and they are miserable. So I'm hoping for a change in coach, a change in management, a change in style, a change in system, and maybe some life. That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
I think the entire city agrees with you, Hoover, in that statement. I will say, if you guys haven't been paying attention, though, St. Louis City 2 has been putting on some performances, so that's a little bit of light. I saw us score a banger the other day that was, I think, on Sports Center for the top 10 goal or something, but it was a really good goal from our winger, and I always check our scores every once in a while. We always seem to be doing well, so that's always good. But I agree with you. The coach, if I don't understand why he's still here. I'm thinking maybe they're waiting till break, but now that you said that Aston Villa thing, I think you're spot on. They're going to wait till that happens and then go from there. But yeah, laughable. But on to something brighter for you, Hoover. Want to move right on into the Europa League Final. What a interesting game. Spurs won, United nothing. Hoover, finally, the Spurs win a title. They get you some silverware. I want to start this whole thing off, though, with are those Ange photos real?
Of him in the Arsenal kit?
Him blacked out in the Arsenal kit?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because if those were, I mean, I may think he's one of my favorite managers because that would have been incredible. For the listeners, there was a couple of rumored pictures out there on the internet, and it was Ange just absolutely drunk wearing an Arsenal kit.
Unreal Photoshop.
Unreal. But yeah, that was good. But Hoover, obviously, you said in the intro, what a day for you. How are we feeling?
Oh, dude, I've never felt this good. I've never felt this good. And I think it's like, I have a lot of opportunity to talk shit on United, I think, here. But, like, really, that just wasn't anyone's takeaway from a Spurs perspective. Like, no one gave a shit who they were playing. United just so happened to be the team. Dude, it's been the best. Like, the game itself, we'll get into that, I'm sure. Miserable. Could care less. Absolutely miserable. The game sucked. Spurs had one big chance. 3 total shots. Like, I didn't disagree with Amarin. I think United were better. But better against that Spurs side doesn't mean a lot. Like it was just one team, Ange actually parked the bus. And I said way too early. Dude, I saw the changes he made in like the 65th, and I was like, no way, brother. There's no way we're parking it right now. And he did, and it worked. And I think that's a testament to Spurs and probably a slight on United. Just the fact that Ange literally said, as soon as we had the lead in this game, we felt like we could button it up. Like, that doesn't speak super highly of the other side, but don't care. I genuinely haven't cared, dude. I watched the parade. The whole parade. I was drinking with the players during the parade. These boys were buckled. I've just not. It's so cool getting to see that side of these guys. It's the same thing as like watching Pat Maroon yell, "I'm a hometown hero" in front of 1 million people under the arch. But like these guys don't have that opportunity ever to get like that, to actually have fun and enjoy something about this club. It's been genuinely surreal for me.
I'm blanking on the Spurs guy's name, but I saw it all over TikTok, and he was just absolutely hammered with the Europa League title, and he like almost dropped
probably all of them, dude.
No,
just name a player, and you're probably right.
The suspect, the liable suspects were Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson wouldn't get off the stage. Like, they pulled the team down.
Yes, it was Brennan Johnson. I just saw a picture of Brennan Johnson. That's exactly who it was.
They pulled the whole team down. Like, it was over. Parade was over. And he stayed up there with the trophy and just kept going back up and lifting it to the point where, like, he's getting in an argument with a guy who is, like, responsible for his like, well-being. Yeah. It was hysterical. Cootie Romero didn't know what planet he was on for 3 days. Benton Kerr dropped a great performance after being shit-faced 2 days. It's just been so fun, dude. It's been so fun. I've never had this feeling with anything, any soccer team, one, I've ever supported, and two, Spurs specifically. Like, dude, just surreal.
I think we've said it a couple times on the podcast already. I don't like Spurs at all, but I'm happy that Hoover got to taste a victory here.
Thanks, man.
In a while, so shout out to you. Now, I do want to see Mr. Connor Sindobri, if you have the time. Would love to get your take on.
Do you guys think I'm like the first person ever that's like son is gonna have to like be able to watch this one day? As I just lost the European final. Like Crew's gonna be like 18 and like pull up the video and be like, Dad, what the fuck were you making me do? I mean, no, man. This one hurt. It's like I texted Hooven. I think it was that group message. I texted Hooven Hen and I was like, give me a Sunny banger. Give me a fucking like Solanke turn and finish. Give me like I'd even taken a Brennan Johnson back post like off the ass tapping like he typically scores, but like anything but like the random bounce off of Luke Shaw. Onana fucking doesn't dive soon enough or dives backwards. And that's how they score. I don't know, man. There was a lot of, like, Bruno didn't look great in this game. A lot of the players who have stepped up consistently to get us there didn't step up. And it's not like we didn't have chance after chance. Like, Vicario was the man of the match. They made a big save on Luke Shaw on a header. Another big save down to his right. I think the thing with this one that I think a lot of United fans are saying is historically over the past couple of seasons, man, I'm a good father. Historically over the past couple of seasons, we've had a trophy to hide the cracks, right? Like we've had an FA Cup, we've had a Carabao Cup, or something along those lines to at least get us through the season. Like in a positive way, I almost think there's no more place to hide for us right now. Like this is almost what needed to happen. We needed the reset. We needed the ability to kind of eat our humble pie a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like we needed to, because in the league we haven't been good enough the last 2 seasons. And if we would have won this game, sure, we would have been in the Champions League. But it's still, I mean, much like it is for Tottenham, it's kind of just masking a very, 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 very bad season. So I'm happy for Hoove. I am. I'm happy for Hoove that it's not like we lost to Arsenal or somebody else like I hate. But I am. I'm happy for Hoove and the fact that he gets the win. But I don't know, fellas. Just in the way that it happened, it fucking sucked because we were the better team. And again, that I don't get anything for that. But like we've also been the better team and. It feels like 60% of our games this year and haven't won the game. So it's just par for the course, you know?
I'm sorry. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you need to switch over to Drew's face the entire time you're talking. Oh, my God. Man, a United fan right there with you. But his reactions were the exact same.
It did, for real. This, again, Hoover shouldn't care, but as the neutral, had to be just an absolute miserable bowl game to watch.
It was
there was almost no clear-cut chances at all during the game. Like headers on corners, like bouncing balls around the box, and like no good play at all, really. Like
I couldn't believe it was a Europa League Final. Like I'm being honest. Like I was like, damn, this is wild for this to be a Europa League Final.
Dude, Spurs had 27% possession.
Like it just the most, and like I will say, and Hoover, this is no side to you, but there was some Make-A-Wish Spurs fans at Amsterdam that were the most frustrating thing the most frustrating thing just in the entire universe. The worst part about Amsterdam too, you left, but 4 times during the game, like right as somebody's about to shoot, TV shut off.
No.
Like the chance where Ahmad put it just wide, TV shut off.
Oh.
I'm sitting there screaming bloody murder, cussing people out and stuff like that. It was just like I don't know if I'm ever going to go watch a final in Amsterdam again. I should have done what you didn't watch it from the black hole in my basement.
I don't know how you could do that because I'm with Hoover and I would have to watch it on.
Yeah,
I was excited. I was more than happy to get there and meet you guys for a beer beforehand.
He did. He had like 1 or 2 beers and kind of made the rounds and then just was like, it was like 20 minutes. He's like, I got to go, fellas.
I really, there was no scenario where I was going to watch that with anybody. And not even necessarily because of you guys. I wasn't going to watch that with other Spurs fans there, at least. Like, dude, I needed that by myself. I had to be, no one was there. My girlfriend was gone for work. I was like, the feeling that I got when they won was a feeling that I've not felt. It was like I was laughing.
Whole body tingling?
Yeah, kind of. I was like, I was getting a little emotional. I was getting a little emotional, but I was like giggling. Like it was just kind of funny that I sat there multiple times and was just like, like that, it actually happened. Like it was just.
On the flip side, Henry left the moment the final whistle blew, and I think 25 minutes after, I was still sitting in my chair, just leaning against the brick, like, what the fuck just happened?
Dude, yeah.
Spurs fans with their only chant they have, chanting at the bar. Oh my goodness!
I'm glad that I wasn't there for that.
Incredible scenes. Obviously, Europa League finals are going to be a coin flip no matter what. I feel like that's always how it is when it comes to finals. I will say with this happening, United Corner now turns into no European football corner.
Well, at least Winks finally got his European title. I'm happy for him. Known Tottenham fan Lucas Winkleman got a European title, man. I'm pumped for the guy. First off, if you ever in a million years think that I could root for Liverpool in a European final, I don't care who they're playing. It's malpractice. It's malpractice.
I agree with you. Winks is officially a Spurs fan. Hey, at least he has a title in the last decade.
The North London corner is now white.
Yeah.
Unreal. But obviously, Hoover, you had a fantastic weekend. Great result, or great week, I should say, as a Spurs fan. But as a Chelsea fan, I had a fantastic weekend because we did make Champions League position in the Premier League with a 1-0 win over Forest. Similarly to how you guys were just explaining, the final was kind of how this game was. By no means was it attractive football. But I think that was kind of expected with the circumstances and where we were playing and kind of the energy. And once again, I've said it a million times, but the youth on our side, like, we are so young. We're the youngest Premier League side to ever qualify for Champions League, so you'll never sing that.
No.
The game itself, like I said, wasn't that fun. When Colwell scored for us, I was thrilled and immediately jumped up because I had a feeling that is how it would end, just based on how the game was going. I didn't see any other chances where I was very nervy or freaked out throughout the entire game. So I was super pumped when we scored. I had a feeling that we were going to close it out. Obviously, Forest is no task. I'm pretty sure majority of the people, I mean, I don't know the exact results, but I'm pretty sure didn't United tied, City tied, Arsenal tied, someone else lost. All I know is
we beat Villa. You're talking about Newcastle. Yeah, we beat Villa 2-0.
Talking about Forest.
Oh,
this season. I was just saying it was hard. A lot of Big Six clubs this year did not do well at Forest this year. So us to go there, get a win when we need it, I was super pumped. And it honestly, it makes our season, I think, a success. Obviously, with the Conference League still to come, and hoping to get a title with that. I still think getting Champions League with the side that we have and Maresca's first year is incredible. So as a fan, I'm super pumped. The other results that I mean, I don't know if you guys want to hit on the Chelsea game anymore, if you guys had any thoughts, but
I did. I watched the whip around show they had. So it didn't go to Chelsea and Forest very much because there wasn't a whole lot of action. That's definitely what I got out of it. But United saved Newcastle's ass, dude.
Unbelievable.
It was the first 35 minutes is the most frustrating because it might have been the best we looked all season. Like, and I'm not joking. We hit the post 3 times in the first 10 minutes of the game. But I will say it's another one of those. It's like we can say that all we want, and I am very happy that I would have been so pissed if I was a Villa fan. On that call,
we're saying they were robbed.
But I still do think 70th minute, we were dominating the game up a man. It doesn't necessarily change. We got to think about it. This is the same Villa team that was a goal line away going against them that should have gone against them from not being in the Premier League at all. So it's you want to talk about split seconds or split decisions. The referee made a horrible call, and I don't blame Unai Emery from going psycho like he did. But sorry, dude, fucking sucks. We've all been there.
Emi Martinez doesn't need to make that challenge either,
dude. I seriously, Ed Reed, free safety. Rasmus isn't scoring anyway, fellas. He is not. he's going to dribble around him and for sure put that wide.
Yeah, and even if you give up a goal, stay on the field and give your team a chance to go back. Like that was mental to me. It could be his last game for Villa too.
I'm pretty sure too. None of us gave like Everton a shot at Newcastle as well. Like on the pod last week. Like that was a crazy result.
No,
and for listeners, United beat Villa 2-0. Which secured Newcastle's position, even though they lost to Everton 1-0. If Newcastle would have won, it wouldn't have mattered. But the fact that they lost, Aston Villa had a chance, and obviously they got a red and lost to Manchester United 2-0.
Emi Martinez last ever like act as a Villa player.
Yeah.
Like he's gone after the season,
which is crazy.
So nuts. City also locked it up 2-0 against Fulham, but that was they looked comfortable.
Yeah, we all had a feeling that would kind of happen.
I watched. Did Rodri play? Did he get on? Did he sub in?
80th.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's one of those things where I feel like City's been in the last 5-6 years they've been playing in super important games. So the experience when it comes down to these important games at the end of the year, a lot of those guys have that experience in the last couple of years. So like. I think we all had kind of had that feeling that they were going to get at least 3 points in the last two. So the fact that they won this game, I wasn't shocked at all.
No, me neither. And Rodri didn't play this game. He played the game before, though.
I was going to say, I don't think he played in that one.
No, he played the last home game they had. But so they're going to be disgusting and terrifying again next year. So just be ready for that.
I saw they were linked with Morgan Gibbs-White and Ryan Cherokee, so should be a fun one, fellas.
Lovely. But yes, obviously the Premier League's over. The table is finalized. Let me go through, honestly. I wish we should have been a little bit more prepared. I wish we had all of our guesses at the start of the season ready and we could have compared.
Could have sure you might have. I think I probably had Liverpool in like 8th.
I'm pretty sure
me too.
In 4th for me, and like that's fucking off. But obviously Liverpool finishes in 1st, Arsenal in 2nd, City 3rd, Chelsea 4th, Newcastle 5th, all going to Champions League next year. Villa 6th, who will be in Europa League. Nottingham Forest in 7th.
Yo, if you guys win the Conference League, does that move the place down?
Someone asked that in the chat, and I should have looked it up before, but I'm almost positive it does. So I think Nottingham Forest would get a Europa League spot.
Well, aren't they already in?
No, Nottingham Forest
they're
technically
confirmed Conference League
because Crystal Palace is
Crystal Palace won. Yeah.
So there's a lot of English teams in Europe.
It ain't gonna happen though, bro. The Brazilian goat's taking care of business on Wednesday.
We shall see. But that wraps up the Premier League as we were talking about earlier. We still do have a couple more competitions that we wanted to hit on. Champions League Final.
Quick shout to our main man Bushy wins districts today with the Lafayette women. Couple hours ago. Huge shout out to the kid. Liverpool take a title. Not many guys deserve it quite like he does. So we're happy for you, Butchie.
Butchie Main.
I said it in the Mecca text message, but this is actually what a start of a dynasty looks like.
I didn't know if I was going to laugh at that, but I didn't know if it was a shot or if you were going to be serious. Like I didn't know if you were.
No, I'm being serious. Like I think Butch is actually like.
But then it is funny that Griff got so self-conscious right away, right after you said that.
Yeah, Butch already has way more titles than Arteta will have. So I think we can consider it. But yeah, big shout out to Butch. Obviously, he's been grinding that out this spring. So super happy for him. I believe, Dobes, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they now play Saturday.
It's like Saturday at 12:30 or 2 or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. So they would be in sectionals and then obviously working their way hopefully to state. So we will be cheering him on during that. But from one final to another, like I was saying before, Saturday we have the Champions League final as well. PSG versus Inter. I want to get your guys' predictions. What are we thinking? Obviously, this is a spicy game. I was just talking about it before with finals. You never know really what you're going to get. I feel like the whole season, regardless of how well some teams have been playing, kind of goes out the window, and it's just kind of what you got at that moment at that time. So it should be a spicy one. I think if we go back, I guarantee you none of us would have predicted this as our final.
So
I'm kind of shocked by it. I didn't see
Never.
Inter as Barca, and obviously PSG in the final. I personally want PSG to win, just because I think it would be hilarious that Mbappe left PSG and then PSG wins their first ever Champions League title with him. And I think that would be
I think it's a coin flip, fellas. Like I generally think it's a coin. It's a coin flip.
Yeah,
for sure is. But I just if I had to pick a team that I would want to win, I think I would probably pick PSG over Inter.
Yeah, I love PSG's midfield.
PSG, dude. PSG's front. We talk about it every time. Their front five are so much fun, and the depth they even have on the bench too. It's just ridiculous. I think watching enough of this season, I think Inter do it. I just think they're too technical and too tactically sound. It's going to be a low block, and they're going to counter, man. They've done it so successfully the entire Champions League campaign. I also think that losing the title on Friday probably sparks a little bit of a fire for them, in my opinion. 100%. I think they've got to go. They can't be leaving here with nothing. When they get to the final day and Napoli wins it on a Scott McTominay bicycle kick. There's a word that's probably never been mentioned in the English.
Serie A MVP, baby.
No, you'll never sing that. But I think Inter, I mean, it's two really, really solid coaches. Like it is. It's a total coin flip. I just think Inter's got a little bit more of a drive. But they're also more tired, bro. The PSG cats they've just been keeping them maintained.
Do you think there's any shot that this is like, both of these teams have been involved in like high scoring? Like, do you think there's any shot that this is like a 3-3? But like, it's tough to say that and Inter in the same sentence, but then look at the Barcelona games. Like,
yeah. That's also Barcelona. Like
yeah.
Well, but PSG has an incredible front three as well. But I just feel like Barcelona's front three can score 5 on anyone. I think
my prediction is going to be like PSG 3-1. I think just that front three and that midfield is too good. But it's just like, but then it's like it's the Ferrari at the back. And again, we're talking about Marquinhos and Hakimi as their back four. Like they're not good, but they haven't been good defensively. Like they've been open, and with Lautaro, there's going to be chances. There's going to be chances. Inter. I'm kind of like you. I want to see PSG win. There's not a player on that team I don't like.
Yeah, they're so much fun. This game's going to rock, and I'm now considering selling my St. Louis City tickets to watch this somewhere else because that'll be way more entertaining. No question.
I'm going to be honest. I could see Pens. I really could, and I could see Donnarumma like being the big factor in it.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like we've already said, there's so many different options that I feel like could happen. So it could definitely just be a coin flip, but obviously a spicy one to end the football year pretty much. But before that Champions League final, we also have the Conference League final. I know you as much as I do. But it is Chelsea versus Betis on Wednesday, tomorrow at 2. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm nervous.
You should be.
I think Betis is firing on all cylinders right now. And Chelsea just won an important game for us that got us Champions League football next year. So I have a feeling this game, I think it means obviously a lot to me because I want us to have titles, and I think us being the first club to have all 3 would be sick. But I don't feel as if the players will have as much emotion as they did in the Forest game. So I'm definitely nervous coming into this one. But obviously it's still a final, and like we've already said it a couple times, it's a coin flip. I know Mark Cucurella had Anthony in his pocket when we played United when he was on him, so
we're talking about a different Anthony these days.
That was pre-Brazilian call-up Anthony. That was neglected, not even anywhere near the Brazilian spot, Anthony. I will say I do agree with your point though, with the fact that like it's kind of weird because if you look at like Champions League, like Europa League, like both Tottenham and United throughout the entire campaign played every single top guy we had. Like every game was important. As to where Chelsea, it's kind of been the polar opposite, where nobody in the beginning, you know what I mean? You guys were playing literally people that we've never heard of in a lot of these squads. And now it's kind of like, all right, you've made the semis and finals, now care type, you know what I mean? Type of thing. So it's like, it's a little bit different of mindset, but it's like, it's one of those, if you're playing for silverware, you got to get up for the game. Like you got to get up for the game.
I think if we don't win this weekend and we don't get Champions League, I think it's a completely different like viewpoint.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're both.
Oh, it's a failure for sure. Yeah.
Like,
from where you guys were. Yeah.
But I will say, I do think I'm gonna say it. I do think if we win the Conference League and get that title, it's fair to say that we had a better season than Arsenal, and Maresca had a better season his first year.
I will say that I will say that I do think it would be embarrassing to have an open top bus parade for the Conference League. So I will say it's like there was a rumor, and then again,
the best part about it is we couldn't have alcohol because our entire team is under 21. So like
there was a rumor, just because we are broke, that if we did win the Europa, that they were going to have a barbecue. Yeah, I'm serious. Like they were gonna have a barbecue because it was such a failure of a season.
Yeah, and one thing I did want to talk about, besides just the fact that we're playing on Friday, Dobes, you brought it up before the podcast, and I kind of want to bring it up here, was Sancho. Like, what happens with him? Obviously, Dobes was seeing rumors that he might go back. But I don't really know. I like him. Obviously, he started for us this weekend in a must-win for us. So, like, obviously, we think he's pretty good, and Maresca kind of sees him in our plans. So, I'm interested to see if he gets the start on Wednesday. But I also would be shocked if he sent.
I think if he starts Wednesday, I think he's staying. As crazy as that sounds. Like Maresca said today that nothing has been decided on him yet, but it will be decided soon. Oh my goodness, Cruiser. No Sancho.
He's out on Sancho.
Dude, we did. Did you see the tweet that was? It was like Sancho celebrating in the locker room after they got the Champions League. Someone quoted, it was like, "Brother, why are you celebrating? You are going back to United." I thought that was hysterical.
I did too. I saw that as well. I like chuckled a little bit, but also was like, damn, that kind of sucks.
That's cold.
I also like those videos, obviously, as not a Chelsea supporter. You guys may have thought they were annoying, but I fucking loved them. I loved watching them over and over again. I'm pumped to see the energy back in the locker room. I think for the last 3 years, it's been dreadful. So the fact that we're in Champions League again, a competition that we've won in the past 5 years, 2021. So happy to be back.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. I think you guys have a young core and a first-year manager. Who am I to be the fun police and tell people not to celebrate and what to celebrate? Like,
not
Spurs,
this week for you.
No, yeah, Spurs literally lost 4-1 at home to Brighton on the final day, and no one gave a shit. They took that trophy around the stadium and lifted it everywhere. I have absolutely no issues with the celebration. I have no celebration police myself. So, no, I think you guys, I didn't think it would end up like that, to be fair. I don't know if you did. We talked about it last week, but, more power to you.
I'll be completely honest with you. I mean, it was the last 5 games. Our schedule was just absurd. And I think then I was already like kind of preparing myself for not being in Champions League next year. The fact that we're able to get results in every single one of those games to end the season, like, very much made me happy. And got a little bit more passion back into this side because I was a little nervous on kind of the vision and where we were going, but I'm all aboard now.
Yeah, no, congrats to you.
Love it. But yes, we play Betis on Wednesday for the Conference League Final. If we win that, more hardware for us. Alrighty, boys. I did want to end this episode with a fun fact or cap. And I want you guys to really think about this one. If Arsenal does not finish in the top 4 next year, is Arteta gone?
100%.
Okay.
I got to say this quickly, but I think if they don't win the Champions League or the Premier League, I think he's gone, even regardless of top 4.
I was gonna say that, but I also think like that's very realistic of them not doing again. Whereas like top 4 may put it to where it's like, oh, he has to get fired now.
Because
I feel like it's happening now. Like he's finishing second. He's not winning the Champions League, and I feel like the Arsenal fans are still clinging on to the it could be worse, but like we don't care that it's not a title. We're still competing, yada yada.
Yeah.
If that happens again, they're still going to cling on to that. They'll be like,
well,
me. Arteta's still in the Champions League.
Talking to the Arsenal fans that I know and the friends that I have, it's like where they were before was so bad that they're gonna stick by Arteta for the time being. But this has to be the season, and they've even kind of said too. It's like this next season's there's gotta be something to show for the progress.
We had the same conversation last year, though. Like I swear that's exactly what they were saying.
I do think though it's the fact that like I think the fans are over it. Like I genuinely think it's like the fans are happy, of course, that they made a Champions League semifinal. Like that's an accomplishment in and of itself. But like it'd be one thing if like Arteta just didn't do anything for the last 4 years, but they've been in it and just haven't got over the line. I don't know how much more you can take. We've said this a million times, not to like be a dead horse. There's not another club in the Big Six that could have a manager go that long and not win a trophy and keep his job.
100%.
Like it's never. Like even Tottenham, with having not won a trophy, and they still might fire Ange for winning a trophy.
Yeah.
But seriously though, like for real, yeah.
Yeah, and if Arteta won Arsenal a Europa League or Champions League, they'd fucking build a statue for him.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think especially if he's outside the top 4, he's gone. But I think it may even be more.
What if he's out? What if they're out of top 4 during Christmas, like during the break?
That fan base would have a meltdown.
Yeah, they would.
Meltdown.
I mean, even if they're not in the title race by December, there's a chance.
Interesting. And
I think
gotta love that from where I'm at. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. You guys know I hate Arsenal, so I hope he gets sacked. No, wait, I take that back. I hope he doesn't. I hope he continues to be there. Continue to be mid. Like
another 15-year contract.
Sign him up.
Sign him up.
Gladly happen. Gladly happen. Alrighty, but that wraps this episode up. Obviously, a lot to celebrate. Not so much for you, Mr. Sindobri. I apologize that you had to deal
Cunha, baby. Cunha. We're on to the summer, baby. We're on to the summer.
Gotta hang
roll on. Unai Emery back in his home competition.
Oh yeah, there's a dude. They might as well just be like minus 500 to win the Europa League next year.
Nobody's safe in the Europa League next year,
Mr.
brother.
Europa League, dude.
Also, another point that I forgot to bring up: Erik ten Hag got himself a new job.
Hey,
yeah, there. We'll see how he does.
Who did send a tweet that was like, it's funny that Ten Hag joins Leverkusen and words like demand
immediately demands a transfer.
Yeah.
All right. Quick factor cap on that before we go. Does he bring them any silverware in the next 2 years?
Yes.
No,
brother. Yes, he can win a polka or something, man.
I don't think
for
so.
sure.
I think Bayern's gonna be.
I think he should sign Onana. I think he should sign Anthony. I think he should sign
and then they'll finish 10th.
But they'll win the polka. Like that's what's gonna happen. Like
he's gonna bring Harry Maguire.
Sure.
No.
Take Big H.
Unbelievable. But we will see how that goes for Mr. Erik ten Hag. Obviously, I think Dobe still thinks he's somewhat of a good coach, maybe.
I mean, he did win his 2 trophies. Like, you can't say he's not.
More than Arteta. Hey, more than Arteta.
Yeah. Hey, no way around it.
But that's a wrap for us at the Mecca of Banter. As always, follow us on the socials. I have a feeling our TikToks this week are going to pop off because will be all over those.
The only TikToks that do well for us are the ones where we get just clowned on.
we say a word wrong, or
yeah.
We don't show an image of something that we're describing.
Yeah.
Balloon d'Or.
I guess preview for next
American.
week. Preview for next week. We're gonna do team of the season, and
Yeah.
I'll do just like an overall league recap, I guess.
Absolutely. Obviously, as the season is winding down, we will start diving into team of the season, start doing some segments, and obviously talk about transfer news. But we'll also be talking about the Champions League Final next week as well. So that's something to look forward to. As always, check us out on the socials, as I said before. Appreciate all you guys. Cheers.
Cheers, bye, crew.
Bye, crew.
Just like that, boom, Olaf Melberg is out as the St. Louis City coach. And to say I didn't see it coming would be a drastic understatement. I know that this is tacked on to the end of the podcast. The guys recorded earlier before we got the news tonight, but we had to jump on here just to give a quick little reaction. So, number one, not surprising. The results just simply aren't good enough. 11 points after 15 games is inexcusable in any regard. It's just inexcusable. So not surprising, number one. Number two, I'm surprised it lasted this long. What were we waiting for? Not only over the last 2 weeks, but over the last couple of days. Immediately after that loss against Colorado, why wasn't the message the next morning being that Olaf was out? I know it would be a Sunday and that would be odd, but what was even weirder was that Olaf Melberg went through a full training session this morning and a media interviews today just to be announced later this evening that he was going to be out. Weird timing, but it just, it can't be overstated about just how poor we've been all season. But this is where it starts to increase the dial. And here on this podcast, we've been very, very we've had a long leash with Lutz and company on building this roster, building this designated team, as Twitter reminds us all the time. But that leash is running short. Whoever they appoint as the next City manager, it's going to be vitally important that they get it right. We thought that Lutz was going to be the right guy after months and months and months of interviewing and not giving Hackworth the job. Who knows? Maybe Hackworth comes back. I'm not sure. But whoever gets this next job, I think that that's the final straw for Lutz and company. If we don't see a response, if we don't see something change the back half of the season, Lutz has a January transfer window to figure out, or excuse me, a mid-season transfer window, not January. This isn't the Prem, but a mid-season transfer window to kind of shake things up. That's where we brought in Twijkert. That's where we brought in Betcher last season. Some things can happen, but we got to see better results. Whoever we bring in as the next manager has to be the right guy to get us where we need to be. And we're not asking for much, to say that our expectation is that we're winning the league, that we're getting all the trophies, it's not what we're asking. We're looking for identity. We're looking for roster creation that can be competitive in any game. And we're asking for a system. We're asking for an identity of the way that we're playing the game. So I imagine that this coaching change will not be the last roster shakeup that we have over the next couple of months. And let's just pray that we get it right, because without that, it's going to be a long rest of the season. So debate us on Twitter, debate us your thoughts, give us your reaction. But here at the Mecca of Banter, we're relieved that Olaf is out of the job. I know some people don't feel that way, but man, the results just aren't good enough.